The Milwaukee fastback 6-in-1 is an awesome tool. I love mine, I carry it a lot, I use it, but this blade play is just awful. And if you don't like it either, stick around and I'll show you two ways how to deal with that.
Now for cutting drywall and building stuff, it's not that big of a deal, but I like to use mine in my leathercraft projects, and having it moving around like that doesn't really make for a precise cut. And this just about ruined the blade for me until I stumbled upon a video regarding this little hole right here. You see that? And Milwaukee placed this hole there to catch your tape measure like this and measure how much you want to cut and just be faster and more precise in your craft. But I thought, because I don't need this function with the tape measure, that I could make something to stick in here so it would eliminate the blade play. And that's what we're going to do now. So the piece we need is a triangle. Let's measure how big it should be. So we have 1.2 centimeters by 1.2 centimeters by 1.6, 1.2 by 1.2 by 1.6, and that's what we need to make. Now I do have a 3D printer, so this is the tool I'm going to use to make the triangular shape I want, but I can already hear you typing that you don't have a 3D printer, or you don't have a friend with a 3D printer, or you don't want to use it. So stick around and I will offer you a solution without 3D printing. But first I'm going to make it the way I want to be made. So we jump into the Bamboo Studio, which if you know anything about creating 3D objects, which I don't really know much about. Making something directly into Bamboo Studio is like the 3D version of editing photos in Paint, but hey, if it works, it ain't stupid. So we right click on the plate, click at primitive, and from the options we have, the closest is, it seems to be a cube. Now we want this cube to be 12 millimeters by 12 millimeters, and we forgot to measure the thickness, so we are gonna do this real quick, and seems like it's just about 2 millimeters. So we need it to be 2 millimeters. I messed up something. 12 by 12 by 2. Alright. Good. Okay, good, works for me. Alright. Place on cut, don't place on cut, keep orientation. So we need Y to be 90 degrees, X to be 90 degrees, nope, not 90, 45 degrees, and here we go. We have two triangles per form cut, and we don't need two of them, we just need one. Okay, what do you think? Should I keep it red or make it black? Huh? I think I'd go with the red. What would you make yours? Now that our part is ready, we send it to the printer. So here is the build plate. It's stuck out, here it is. Yeah, now we have to remove this brim. And it is ready. Let's put it here. And one thing I would be really careful with is putting the triangle in the hole. I just showed its place, but won't try to push it in with my finger because it can slip really easily and slice your finger open. And did you know that you have arteries in your fingers? Do you know how I found out? Yeah, it was with a blade like this. So how you put it in is just with an edge of a table, for example, like this. And just like that, the blade play is gone. You can see how the table moves, but the blade doesn't. I'm really happy with that. And now let's go out and show you the way to do it without a 3D printer. So for the second method we're gonna need a piece of wood. So I'm gonna cut a branch of this tree and it needs to be at least 2 centimeters in diameter. Alright. So I guess any tree would work, but choosing a soft one would make things much easier. Right, so we have a bit over 2 centimeters here, and first thing we're gonna do is shave the wood until we get a nice flat plank that is 2 millimeters thick, because that's the thickness we need. The two sides must be parallel to each other, so the plank we get is even in size. You can go with much rougher cuts until you get close to the final size. Then you need to be more gentle, more careful, but until then, let's check the sides. It's well over what we need, but it's at 7 millimeters right now. So we'll continue to shave it down. We're getting close. We're at about 4 4 millimeters. We have to cut it 2 times slimmer. Time for another check, and it's right about the 2 millimeter mark. Okay, okay. And now we take our ruler and we'll use the 90-degree angle on it. So we need a 90 from here to here. Now we connect these two. And here it is. It's a bit rougher shape compared to the 3D printed one, but I think it's going to work. Let's test it out. Put the blade back in. Our triangle is a bit on the thick side. We need to shave it down a bit, which will prove to be quite tricky because it's so small now. And let's hope I don't shave the tips of my fingers. One thing they all tell you in regards to carving or knife handling in general is don't cut against your fingers, but you've gotta do what you've gotta do, right? Another test, and it's almost there, just a little bit more. Maybe if no, I'm going to make it with just the knife. I mean, it would be easier to just take the file out of my Leatherman and file it down a bit, but I want to make it entirely with the Milwaukee fastback. I love little carving projects like that. Last week I was at the river with my son and I tried to carve him a whistle out of a willow branch. I failed miserably like 5 times and eventually gave up, but I enjoyed doing it, which is the point. Time for another test, and yes, and remember, don't try to push it with your finger because you don't want to hear in the emergency room, yeah, he sliced up his digital artery, which isn't an artery that's on the internet. It comes from digit, which is the fingers are called digits in Latin, and digital artery means you have an artery right here, which is big blood vessel, and if you slice it open, it's not fun. So I'm going to push the triangle with the pliers of my Leatherman, and yeah, it's pretty good fit and no blade play. You could make it a bit cruder or play a bit more to make it fit better, but it will work perfectly. And that's it for today. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and leave me a comment down below. Thank you, and I'll see you the next time. Bye!